Hello there, my beautiful internet friends. Usually when there is some serious topic in the news that relates to something I am passionate about, topics like sexual assault, mental health, abuse, things of that nature because I've had personal experiences with them, I'll oftentimes do a video talking about the situation. It's not to add to cancel culture, it's not to add to drama, it's to talk about things that are very important and have affected me and so many people I know and love very deeply. And when I make these videos, it's very important to me to talk about subjects from like a nuanced perspective. So like if there's an accusation of abuse in the media and a lot of people are talking about it, I'm gonna approach that from a fairly non-emotional standpoint. Like I'm gonna express my opinion, but I'm like talk about the larger issue and try to put myself in other people's shoes and be understanding to people who are blaming the victim so that maybe I can help educate them on why that's a bad thing to do and be very like neutral about things as much as I can be. But just for one day, just for this video, I am not gonna do any of that. I'm gonna talk to you from a purely emotional standpoint as just Joe. Joe, who has experienced a significant amount of trauma. Joe, who is a rape victim. Joe, who is a survivor of a horrible relationship that left scars on me to this present day that has affected every aspect of my life. So this morning I kind of opened up some news sites and YouTube and saw a lot of stories about David Dobrik and the Vlog Squad. You may remember I did a video about this a couple weeks ago, talking about how there were some very, very serious allegations with multiple witnesses. Business Insider did a whole article about how one of the members of the Vlog Squad allegedly raped a girl who was involved in David Dobrik's videos. It's a very serious situation. I'm not going to talk about that at length. I'll put links down below if you're interested. But when I saw the story come up, I was like, okay, this is a good time to kind of formulate a message around this. This is a topic I care passionately about. How can I be, you know, kind of a stabilizing voice? How can I provide education or understanding? What's the best, you know, string to pull on? Because it's a complex situation where I could, you know, talk about that. And then I found myself lying on my bed, staring up the ceiling, so utterly exhausted. I find myself heartbroken, not surprised, and exhausted because I know when I open up these videos and these articles and these comment sections, I know exactly what I'm gonna find. I'm going to find some people believing the victim and a lot of people who don't. I'm gonna find a lot of people protecting the abusers and accusing the victim of making it up for attention, of faking the story, of they actually really wanted it, you know, they just changed their mind after the fact. Let's see, what are some other common ones? They wouldn't have been there in the first place. They should have known something was gonna happen if they were there. Now, implying fault in some way on the actions of the victim. They were drinking. They shouldn't have been drinking if they didn't want something like that to happen. Just this constant string of victim blaming. And then I pull up videos from people I really like, from people I respect. And they're talking about this from both perspectives. You know, people are saying this and people are saying that and all of that. And I'm so tired of it being a talking point. I'm so tired of this being something people have to do stories about. I'm so tired of the fact that this happens all the goddamn time. I'm so tired of the fact that I literally have two friends who are female who have not been raped. Like, think about that for a second. I am grateful that I have a lot of friends, and I have two friends who have not been raped, or they haven't told me if they have been. There are some days like today where I'm so tired of being a creator on the internet who talks about difficult subjects from time to time, knowing that if I share that I'm a victim of rape, that I will find the comment section filled with people telling me that never happened to you, you're making it up for attention, you're a liar, you're a stupid whore. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So many lovely comments will await me if I even say that sentence in a video. Now, overwhelmingly, there is support, but there is still a significant faction of society, which is reflected in the internet, that is so unbelievably cruel about this type of crime, that will do just about anything not to believe victims. It will do damn near everything to discredit people, to make sure that victims are guilty until proven innocent, which is very much a thing that happens. I'm tired of trying to talk about things, whether it's in real life conversations or online, in like a nuanced, neutral perspective that tries to understand both sides and like, well, you know, I see that you're saying they shouldn't have been there in the first place, they should have expected it, but you know, here, let's deconstruct that and think about, you know, why you're not responsible for someone else's actions. So if someone else commits a crime against someone, it's not the victim's fault. You know, like having these like calm, collected, polite discussions about things that I just want to scream about. Like so often when I hear or I'm in a situation like this or I'm making a video, I just want to scream and rage and sob and all kinds of other things which are not particularly helpful to public discourse, to public discussion. Like if every time a friend of mine said something that questioned the validity of a claim of rape, if every time that happened I screamed and raged and sobbed at them, that would be very counterproductive to the goal of getting people to be more understanding and be more open and provide education and insight and all of that. But I'm so tired of having to be cool, calm, and collected about it. Pretty recently on Twitter, the hashtag #NotAllMen was trending, which was basically a reaction to women coming forward and telling their stories of being accosted, being abused, being harassed, being assaulted. And the response from a certain group of people was not to be like, that's horrible, I'm sorry. The response was to be like, well, not everybody's like that. Not all men are like that. Like the response to someone saying, I was abused is not to say, well, not every man is gonna abuse you. Like no one was saying that every single man does that. Someone was just sharing their story of being abused, and yet it becomes this political issue. It becomes something where there are multiple sides and, you know, people fighting over it instead of people just being believed and heard. I'm tired of having to be rational about a subject that is not rational, about a subject that is so deeply traumatizing and personal and emotional. This isn't a drama thing. This isn't a political sides thing. Sexual assault affects every single person on the planet, and I say that because if you have not personally experienced it, I guarantee you, someone you know has. Someone who is probably close to you has in some way. Look at the statistics. I promise you, this is the truth. This is an issue everyone should care about, should have compassion about, should have rationality and look at things from, you know, an unbiased perspective in certain situations. But for this to be so damn common now in 2021, for it still to be happening, for it not to be remotely surprising when I see yet another major church leader accused by multiple women of abuse, when I see yet another YouTuber accused of something like this. And now that I've said all that, I'm not sure how much value there is to putting this video up because I'm really just sharing my feelings about it personally, but I'm gonna probably go ahead and post this in hopes that perhaps if you felt the same way, you won't feel alone. Perhaps if you aren't unfamiliar with these kinds of situations, it'll shed light on what people you know are probably feeling. I will absolutely continue to talk about issues around sexual assault and abuse and stories surrounding this from a place of wanting to promote understanding and address ignorance in a compassionate way and bring, you know, more education and understanding to this whole space. It's so disheartening that these stories are constant. You know, you can pretty much find another church leader or another politician or another influencer every day who has been accused of doing something like this. And I think it is really important to have those like educational, nuanced, understanding, addressing ignorance in a compassionate way kind of conversations. But I wanted to share sort of the flip side that there is a lot of feeling behind that. I wish, and I'm sure other people wish as well, that this didn't have to be a topic, that it wasn't controversial when it happened, that there weren't people taking sides in these situations. So that is what I had to share today. I also wanted to share that this is a very cute mug that Brian got. It has adorable little yellow goats, and yellow is a very happy color, so that's nice. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Thank you to my patrons for supporting these videos. And I hope you're hanging in there. I hope you're taking care of yourself today. I will be taking care of myself today. I am good. I will be all right. This is just upsetting, and I wanted to express that and hope that it could maybe bring a different kind of understanding. I love you guys. I'm thinking about you, and I will see you in the next video, which will probably be quite different than this one. Bye, guys.